Anyway, let's now look at the things that are not going well in your campaign. So we started having a conversation last Monday. We've done the balloting. We've seen a lot of things being bandied about so far. But I think so far we have been able to tolerate a few things that has come up. One question I've always wanted to ask, especially is with the Agyapong team and the Bawumia team. Mm-hmm. Just yesterday, I saw analysis of someone, I won't mention his name. And I thought it was a very brilliant analysis. The person was talking about how you are trading insults amongst yourselves and how one is calling one crazy, one is calling one sick, one is calling whatever. And you are comfortable with that. It's not your opponents from other political parties that are doing that. You are doing it yourselves. Tell me why you think you are good enough a material for me to vote for. Should you get there? I'll start with you.
Yes, so Annie, I'm grateful for the opportunity, and let me begin from what has been happening in the camp. We have been very displeased with some actions from the other camp, and you're aware of that, the insults that they've traded continually on our candidates. But I'll state this. On the 12th of September to the 17th of September, the National Party decided to put together some guidelines that will guide all of us in our discourse of the campaigning period. And they laid 24 guidelines in place. And then afterwards, they set up the Engineer Dr. Abiesi committee to be able to deal with people who front on those guidelines. I have not seen any person being arranged before the Engineer Dr. Abiesi committee. That is very troubling. And so our camp had to release statements from our communications director to call the party in line, because we have one party, we have one image, we need to protect the integrity of the party. Dr. Ika is my younger sister, she's my friend. We believe in the ethos of the party. And so when we find people who are proponents in another camp, okay, doing such things, it's very alien for us, and especially when we realize that the leadership of the team is not cracking such whips. And so we hope and pray. The campaign is ongoing. We've gone on to our second phase of the nationwide campaign.
But you're expecting that a leader will crack whips when also some members from your camp decided to retaliate.
I haven't observed that.
I have.
Okay, I haven't observed that. And in our camp, if we see any of those things, we crack the whip almost immediately. Okay, we crack the whip almost immediately.
When you see them,
yes,
you crack?
almost immediately, if we do see that.
Can you give me an example?
No, I haven't seen that. You said you have. I haven't seen that. Okay, but let me also immediately just move away from those, because I'm sure that those issues have been resolved, and we don't want it to be happening within one particular family. But to commend the Electoral Commission for ensuring that we had a peaceful balloting process for us as a new patriotic party. We were pleased with how they did the balloting. They first did the balloting through the manner in which the people filed their nominations. And then afterwards, we were able to pick our ballots. We are glad that we are number one on the ballot. It was a smooth transfer process for everyone to be able to see that it was a credible process. And we wish and pray that that process will be credible as well on the 31st of January 2026, when we do the voting, when the delegates vote and vote for Kennedy Agyapong to become the next flag bearer of the party.
All right, let me have you respond to this before I move from you. So your camp releases what do you call it? Letterhead, and it says that subject is appoint of campaign administrators. You appointed Charles Cromwell, Nana Benyi, Unia Wontoso,
Bisu.
A brother you cannot buy.
That's
the literal translation, yes.
Oh, okay.
Immediately. So you say that in his capacity, he will provide overall coordinating and strategic oversight, campaign operations, ensure that all activities across the directorates and teams are well structured, efficiently executed, and aligned with our objectives. His responsibilities is overseeing the campaign administration and ensure effective communication among all directorates of operational teams, managing all official correspondence and documents on behalf of the campaign, receiving, reviewing, and processing reports, briefing the submission intended for my attention, guiding a flow of information, and ensuring timely decision-making within the campaign structure. So this communication thing we're talking about, Charles Bisu is going to ensure all that.
Yes, so let me immediately congratulate my big brother, the Honorable Charles Oniawonto Bisu, for this appointment. Our campaign is very structured of making sure that before communications come out, communications between the National Party and our campaign, all of those correspondences would go through the campaign administrator. And this decision has been made by the leader of the campaign, which is Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. And we congratulate him as such. It's a very well-structured campaign. We make sure that the real things are done because we are the government in waiting after John Dramani Mahama.
Okay. Doc. I should keep you for last.
You have to, but
No,
but in the end,
I wanted to neutralize it. That's why I wanted to give you for last.
It's important
So that if you come in, it neutralizes.
because Annie, that I'll have to respond to
Don't worry,
whatever.
you get back. I'll give you.
But I can also respond to everyone.
No. You
I think it's fair to you.
You speak.
That's unfair to me, Pius. You're being mischievous.
Don't worry, you speak.
That's fine. So am I to respond to the same
I mean,
question?
the same question, yes.
Yeah, so I think we've always maintained the need
In fact,
for...
when we saw the video, it was crazy.
Which of the videos?
The one that, attacked Kennedy
Kennedy, yeah.
directly.
Yeah.
Koda.
It
It
was-
was Koda's video.
I've seen-
Coca or something. Coca.
Yes, I've
Yeah,
seen.
I
I've
mean,
seen.
I don't think we should name names here because if we were to
I've seen- but I've seen-
yeah,
now
if
that
we were
he's
to
mentioned his name,
name
I've seen
names
that video
here, I mean, I see some videos and communication coming out of supporters of the Honorable Kennedy Agyapong camp that also give me almost a heart attack. They have a gentleman on TikTok, Mr. Alex Tete. Honestly, you have to call him to order. And his is constant. I think he makes a video every day. He's even gone as far as to accuse all of us, the women on the bus, of being, I don't know if he's talking about concubines or mistresses. I mean, it's nasty the level at which he decides to go sometimes. There are other females. I didn't want us to go into naming names, but I also don't want us to create the impression that behavior is coming from one side. In fact, I think it is more of a retaliation that we are seeing. But we always call our team to order that we want to have a clean campaign. The truth is, if you look at the flagbearership of the party, I don't like to use this word, but we are the immediate past. We are sort of the arrowhead. That's why I wanted to speak last. A lot of the pressure comes directly at His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia because he's obviously the one to beat. So it's been very important for us to maintain that clean image.
Allow her.
Of course, and I have not spoken.
It has been very important to us to maintain
But
that.
I can hear you so loudly.
It's been very important to us to maintain that clean image because, as you were saying, the Ghanaian people are watching us, and it usually is not nice when they see us going back and forth at each other. In fact, it's something I've noticed. Sometimes we have a banter on social media, and what people don't realize is sometimes the people that are bantering, we are fine. We see each other the next day, and we are the best of friends. I think I saw Kobiamwa not too long ago, and we got on fine. But he will say something, and out of emotions or whatever, there will be a response, and you can see the comments. Like the party people are not happy when we come at each other, and so it has always been the modus operandi of our campaign to stay out of such things. But we also have to bear in mind that it's a huge campaign. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's campaign is a huge campaign, and a lot of people do not take instructions from the center before doing certain things. I hear people saying, call this one to order, call this one to order. It's not as if they wait for instructions or they are all taking instructions from someone. They all just believe in the vision of His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So they go out on their own to do certain things. But I can assure you that there's been a reinforcement of the fact that we need to run a clean campaign so that we do not bring the image of the party itself into disrepute. I don't know if you saw our press release yesterday. Majority of the wording of that press release was to reinforce that to our supporters, that we are, no matter what is thrown at us, we are to maintain the decorum that Ghanaians expect of us.
If you have that press release, you can forward to
I'll
me.
send it to you.
Normally, I get press releases from all the camps except for your camp.
Oh, I will rectify
Yes.
that quickly.
And if you're there, I don't see the reason why I should be lacking press releases from your
Don't
camp.
worry, I mean, now it's noted.
And they are supposed to have a huge
A
campaign.
huge campaign for that matter. Yes.
That's
You
been-
you have not been engaging in
been
trading
the-
of any attacks, though.
No, they have.
The Bryan
but,
Acheampong.
you see, several reasons have been cited for our recent near abysmal performance. Unprecedented and annihilation. 1.7 million difference in 7 regions. His Excellency, the former Vice President and former flag bearer, could not win 1 constituency in 7 regions. In Western region, one of our strong regions, we won 1. His Excellency Dr. Bawumia won 1. In the Central region, he won 2. In Greater Accra of 34 constituencies, His Excellency Dr. Bawumia won 2. One of the critical reasons has been the issue that you have just raised. The infighting, the factionalism, the trading of insults, and our ability to close ranks after the internal contest. You remember the showdown scenario? Mm-hmm. You remember when we started engaging in the thank you tour? The 2 camps in front of me, the camps you rightly referred to, we couldn't, even after the defeat, could not humble us to unite. And on the thank you tour, I don't want to remind viewers and all of us of what we saw.
Yeah, but
and that's the danger.
There were clashes.
That's the danger. That is one of the major causes. And that's why Dr. Bryan Acheampong is strategically positioned as the unifier. Because we can come and sit on TV and pretend all we want and say all the flowery things and so on. But when the chips go down, the question that many are asking is that when Honorable Kennedy wins, and the videos that you saw, and you said you were horrified, you were terrified, those were your words, are those people able to come on board and assist in the execution of a successful campaign? We have had situations where the former vice president, former flag bearer, has accused individuals of being responsible for their loss. On the thank you tour, the former vice president said that, the NDC were playing voices and videos and audios of persons, and that accounted for our loss. We all know who he was making reference to. And that was what forced Honorable Kennedy or Agyapong, for instance, to retort in a manner. You remember the comment about when we rich people are talking, even the poor people are talking, why can't we, the rich people, also speak on a public platform? That was a reaction to the allegations, right in his presence and to his face. So we cannot come on national TV and pretend that there are not challenges in terms of unifying the party. And that's why last week, when you spoke to me, I suggested to you that God is speaking to us in the party, even the position number 2. By the way, number 2 has been winning the elections in the primaries.
When I saw the number 2, I knew you were going to.
His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia was number 2. He won. Yeah. The last time Honorable Kennedy Agyapong was number 1 and lost. And so we are hoping that history will repeat itself. We are hoping that history will repeat itself. Mahama is not a member of the NPP.
Okay, so you are looking with him.
So in the NPP, the way we do our things and the things that happen are completely different. And so we are very, very hopeful. But beyond the winning position, I think that the indication that I'm getting is that God is putting Dr. Bryan Acheampong between Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia and Kennedy Agyapong, suggesting that this is the Joshua that can rally the ranks of our party and move us towards.
Yeah, but there's Agyapong. There's
no. But you know, you didn't suggest in your introductory, the preliminary comments you made, the challenge that you had. You didn't extend it to Agyapong and Dr. Educhum.
Yeah, because they've not been engaged in the vitriolic
Exactly the point. And again, you know, elections are normally 2 horse races. And Dr. Bryan Acheampong entered into the fray not too long ago. 4 months ago was when he declared his intention to contest. But today, it is a 3-way race. It tells you what an organized, respectful, united campaign can do. And if Dr. Bawumia can move, Dr. Bryan Acheampong can move to outplace some of the previous candidates, and today it is reported that he is neck to neck with the front runner within 4 months, then he should tell you what he can do in 3 years when we elect him as flag bearer. Every nook and cranny Dr. Bryan Acheampong will be able to visit, and he's highly marketable, and he will be sold easily to the good people
But you
of our
have
country.
complained that Dr. Bawumia has, enjoyed a lot of incumbency advantage, and so he had opportunity and the resources to move across the country. I think same cannot be said about the Bryan Acheampong campaign team.
No, I think that as a student of marketing, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, who is a godfather of mine, is a mentor. I like his ways. But I think that diminishing returns are certain. See, he has helped the party. He's served his due. He's paid his dues and served his party. He's been flag bearer. He's been running mate for 2 terms, and he's been vice president for another 2 terms. Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has been at the fore of our politics, the very front of our politics for the last 16 years. He has seen it all. The last time he was our flag bearer. You see, that is how life works. You climb, you plateau, and then you come down. And I believe that at this point, Dr. Bawumia has plateaued. And so you should leave the stage when the applause is highest. The insistence from Dr. Acheampong to keep pushing my mentor and godfather on and on and on will then make him come down, which for me should not be what we should be wanting for a doyen like Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. I think he's paid his dues and served his party well. But the fact is that under the circumstances, and we can get to the circumstances in due course, Dr. Bawumia has not become the most strategic choice that the NPP can make. People are in the party who have promised, and he said, the last time he said, me free party, no more but but I'm saying that, you see, when you have gotten to that stage, it is no longer about prayer that, okay, I'll become flag bearer and I'll pray that people don't do what they have said that they will do. Because it is about the destiny, the future of the party, and about the country. So if people are pulling you down and they're making it difficult for you, you have to admit that in the NPP, we have the men. We have prided ourselves as having the men. There is Dr. Chum, there is Agyapong, and of course, there is Dr. Bryan Acheampong himself. So if it is difficult for you, you can honorably step aside, because you should have confidence in the others who can quickly step into your stead and do the same thing. Because if the NPP wins, Dr. Bawumia himself will be fine. Agyapong will be fine. The NPP people will be fine, and Ghana generally will be fine. But if we insist that it has to be one of the two, when they are in your own ways, they are the warring factions and they are each other's necks, and we are insisting that it should necessarily be one of them, we are imperiling not just their own victory.
When you say you'll be fine, what do you mean? Are you quoting what Dr. Bawumia said some days ago, that when the NPP came into power, some of you made a lot of money? If not the NPP coming into power, those people couldn't have made money. Is that what you're referring to? Are you quoting the same thing?
No, but I think that was a regrettable comment from the former vice president, the number 2 man, and to think that the vice president will actually even think that people go into government to make money, to even.
That was a sharp contradiction to what Nanado had said earlier.
But I'm saying that
you can't make money.
Really and truly, Doc, I was scandalized when I heard the comment that the thought would even be entertained in the mind of the number 2 man that people went into government to make money. I really and truly do not believe that he was speaking in reference to my candidate. Would have responded already. But the fact of the matter is that if I speak about my candidate has promised that he made his money, he will continue to make his money in the private sector by transforming rich ideas through bold decisions into tangible. No, this is a man who never even received a salary as a minister of state.
How?
He never did. He never received money.
Then he has to be investigated. How
Why?
He
makes money. He makes money. He has businesses. Look at the philanthropy that the man does.
That's not a good excuse.
It is.
It's not.
And no, it is. Look,
lifestyle audits. But I think, did you see that video?
Sorry, I'll come back to you.
Yeah, he did not even drive a government vehicle.
So hold on. He worked for government how long?
As a minister of state from 2017. Through the various ministries that he served. Yes, he never received.
For 8 years.
Yes, he never received a minister's salary.
So hold on. Is it that he received the salary and used it for something else?
He did not. If you go to the Controller and Accountant General's department, you will find out that as minister, Dr. Bryan Acheampong did not receive a dime. He did not even drive a government vehicle. because he wanted that money put to
Government
other
vehicle,
use.
I don't
He
know.
could
I
have-
mean, I understand that a lot of ministers actually don't even waste their time on government vehicles. But
No,
receiving
many of them,
salary,
many of our colleagues,
I don't know that that's very new
the
to
vice
me.
president drove government vehicles all throughout.
No, I'm just saying that many of even the current ministers, most of them drive their own personal cars. They
No, I
still
don't know that. But I'm
I know
reporting
that.
what I know.
I know that because they come here for shows. So you see that they all drive their personal cars sometimes. But when it comes to salary, I want it clear.
Yes,
For 8 years.
I am putting it on the record that Dr. Bryan Acheampong, as minister, never took salary. He donated it back to chest.
He
We need
didn't
to
get-
fix the roads. We need to fix our schools, nursing mothers, and so on. So this is somebody who sees public service as what it is, public service, not
So
to come
for
and make
8 years,
money.
he volunteered.
Yes, he
and-
did
and-
not
and
receive.
toiled.
Okay, that's
Sweat
leadership.
For Ghanaians.
That's leadership.
And never took a cedi, a dime
As a minister of
from our
state.
coffers.
As a minister of state. He never did.
Okay, but he took the money as what?
I don't know what you're talking
You
about.
said as minister of
Yes.
state. Okay, so as what did he take money?
I don't know.
Did he take money as maybe getting contracts from, I don't know, administration, from government somewhere? I don't know.
I don't know where he's a businessman. He has businesses.
So he was
know
making
that-
money only from private
you
sector.
you know his brand, the Rock City brand, Africa's most ambitious hospitality program. In Ghana, he owns the biggest software development house, the Into IT. His construction company, Roho Construction, you count the top 3 construction companies in this country. But he has 13 businesses. The 3 flagship ones is what everybody knows about.
Rock City.
But I'm saying that this is somebody who sees public service as what it is, public service. But for a vice president, the number 2 man, to then suggest that under his watch, people got into government to make
So
money.
this is why I wanted to come in, because you have that video. Have you seen that for a fact that His Excellency the former Vice President said that?
Said what?
What you are quoting?
Yes.
You have the video.
Yes.
Can we see
He
it?
said it in a can.
Can we see
You
it?
want it played?
Yeah, because we've disputed that. I don't think we've had a conversation before, and then I spoke to you about the language barrier. I don't see anywhere that His Excellency would have said that. So yes, indeed, I would want to see that, because we did come out to debunk.
Okay, producers, if you can make that
A
ready. I
quote
don't know.
card was made on that, and then we had to come out to debunk that he said that. Again, sometimes a lot of what he means to say gets lost in translation when he's speaking in Chi. But so I can assure you that it was probably taken out of context. But I haven't seen that video.
I want to believe you've had a discussion about that issue in your.
No, we had to
company-
come
in
and
your
dispute
meetings.
it, because
so
it's
in your-
definitely
in your
not what
meetings,
he meant
did you
to
see the
say.
video? It's
No,
in a
I
can- he
haven't
spoke
seen.
Chi.
I haven't seen that.
You
that
haven't
video.
seen?
No, I just saw a quote card of that, and I was like, "Where's this coming from?"
Okay, you saw
a quote card.
okay.
Yeah, I saw
Okay,
a quote card.
And producers, please help me. Let's have that video so that if we can get, I mean, I want to give him benefits of the
Of the
doubt.
doubt,
Honestly,
yes.
when
I
I
can
saw that
assure
video,
you that
I-
the meaning you
I
are.
think you shouldn't insist.
No.
I've seen the video. I think you
The
shouldn't
meaning
insist. It's
that's-
embarrassing.
How is
I think-
it
I think that-
embarrassing,
I think that we
Pius?
can admit that probably Doctor is constrained by the language.
Yes,
He's
so
like
yes,
me. I'm
he
an
has a
Ewe,
language-
and I struggle
That's
to
why
speak
I'm
Twi.
giving him
So
benefit of the
let's
Yes,
agree
yes. So I
that.
can tell you for a matter
But
of
if you
fact
insist,
that
it can be
from
embarrassing.
from his messaging to the delegates, it's something that we've all worked on together. It's not a part of it. So it was probably taken out of context.
Okay.
Yes, with all the some of the troubles that we have with the language barrier. So I can assure you, Pius,
No,
the
Doc.
former vice president did not mean to say that people came into government to make money.
Well, that's
and,
better.
and whatnot.
That's better.
Yeah, so I can
An
assure you
apology
that.
would work it, but to say that.
No, I
he
mean,
really
after
say
here, I
that-
would look at the video and then come back to you. But I can assure you that no, that was not the intention of what he wanted to communicate at all.
okay. Well, you can't say that yet because you haven't seen the video.
No, but at which of the engagements is it?
I think it was on one of the campaign. I honestly can't tell where.
Yeah, but I'm sure it was one of our pre-tour engagements.
Okay.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure of what the messaging is for every stop. And I know that it was not the intention. I think I have a rough idea of what he was trying to say that might have looked. But as I'm saying, offset, I would look at the video and then and revert. I'm sure we can have a short discussion about it moving forward.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can assure you that that was not what he meant to say.
Okay. Okay. You're quite looking at us, but maybe you.
I'm watching what's happening between.
Yeah, maybe you made money
Bryan
because you are the ones talking
Bryan
about.
Acheampong and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I'm wondering what's happening between
He's
them.
getting into the frame.
You know.
The unifier has actually.
No,
I'm
that's not the
wondering.
phrase. The phrase you discussed was about threats, intimidation, insult.
Yeah, that one
I
you're
mean,
not-
in politics, we are free to disagree, but we have to do
Well,
that.
well, I
with
think that
civility and so on.
I think that for us, we we have always stated that public service is service to the Ghanaian people. And if you have been minded to follow Kennedy from 1990 till date, he's been a gentleman that has created more jobs than any of the politicians that we see ordinarily. He's been a gentleman that has been a vocal voice, consistently fighting for the plight of the very underprivileged and almost maligned people that would work for the party, serve the party, and have the party come into power. He's been a person that has always had the heart of Ghana on his heart and his chest and in his hands. And if you look at the jobs that he's created, the level of support that he's giving to the party, especially during the opposition days, because to tell of a true friend is to tell of a friend when you're in need. And there's been very difficult stages of the party during Professor Dubois' time, very difficult stages of the party during Flagbearer John Agyapong Kufuor's time. And I'll tell you something, Annie. When President Flagbearer John Agyapong Kufuor was Flagbearer of the New Patriotic Party, he came to the United States of America in 1997. I was a young boy with my parents in New Jersey at the time, and that was the time when President Clinton was president of the U.S. And Flagbearer Kufuor told us that we should come and vote in the 2000 election. And at the time, you recall, many Ghanaians had gone into exile. And one of the things that he said he was going to do was to set up the Reconciliation Commission. And that brought a lot of healing to this country. I mean, because earlier on from the 80s and the 70s, AFRC, PNDC era, I mean, Kennedy has been consistent, served President Kufuor very well, served Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo very well, and he's been one that we believe that his hands are there for people to see. His hands has been one of the persons that has created all these jobs that we see across board, built the biggest steel factory on the sub-region of West Africa. Multi. Absolutely.
Sorry,
I'm
you
sorry,
finish.
what did you say?
Finish.
Want to hear what I said?
No, I said you finish your
No, it's
submission.
just that the last time we engaged, there
You
was
brought
some
the steel-
controversy around the steel factory matter.
Is it operational?
But
What's
we
the
can do without.
controversy
Don't worry, you
around-
finish.
What's the controversy around the steel factory?
You finish.
It's a steel factory that has been built at a cost of $100 million US.
Is it in operation?
Not fully operational.
But
But
how
how-
is it?
it's
What's
partly
the,
operational.
what's the state?
I beg your pardon?
It's partly operational.
It's partly operational.
Okay.
You can come and have a look.
When you say it's partly operational, what exactly are they doing now?
Gridco must be able to bring a substation there. Gridco has not got the capacity, so the candidate has to provide his own substation. And yeah, absolutely, you can go into the merit of the issue.
It's not as simple as that.
Of course, it's not as simple as that,
yeah.
but that's what they've stated. You understand? So, I mean, you see, I don't want to. I'm here really to be able to champion the cause of my candidate. Okay. If we want to have a debate amongst ourselves, I'm not sure that any of the candidates that are here, I'm not sure. I mean, to be honest, let's be fair with ourselves. And so I don't want to go into it.
They don't match up.
No, I'm not saying they don't match up. Don't put words in my mouth. I'm just trying to say is that by the end of this program, right, everyone must be more united than we have ever been, because that's the cause of it. Okay?
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but it's also
So-
a platform for you to sell
Absolutely.
yourself.
That's why
I
I'm
mean,
selling
selling
my
yourself
candidate.
is not
Yes.
necessarily
No, of
turning
course.
or putting someone down.
Of course. I mean, that's why I'm wanting to sell my candidate. I'm selling my candidate. People should not heckle me. You understand? Because look at the backyard of other people. Their ideas have not transformed into anything. And we look at the backyard of people who have ideas, and those ideas have transformed into things. Ideas that have created jobs. So we are talking about those jobs. I mean, we need to be able to say it sustainably. And that's what it is. For a 24-year member of parliament, 6-term member of parliament, served through the ranks, served on various committees of parliament. If you are minded to know, the Cybersecurity Authority came into being at the time when Minister Ursula Ekofo was Minister for Communication, when Kennedy was the chair of the Communication Committee in Parliament. Okay, when President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo wanted to do a referendum on the 19th of December 2019 to take local governance to the base, to allow people to be able to vote their own, Kennedy was the committee chair for local government. So, and if you look at the national security architecture that was put together in terms of the strategy, Kennedy was the chair of the Defense Committee. So we have the experience. He's had these experiences from Parliament as a member of the legislative arm of government, which is part of the value chain of governance. And if we are selling this individual, and we believe that this individual is the one that is supposed to transform Ghana, look, 500,000 young people coming to the labor market every single year. I teach at University of Professional Studies. This year, there are going to be more students that are going to be graduating. You are in the law school, Annie. You saw the graduation that was done and the calling of the people to the bar. The Minister of Health has told us that 76,000 of the nurses that are coming, the government cannot be able to absorb them. So we are thinking of a country where the country can be turned into a business country. A country can be turned into an entrepreneurial country. The country can be able to employ people sustainably, where government creates an enabling environment for private sector to strive. And that's the purpose of government. And that's why we are pushing a very strong agenda for Kennedy, who's going to create more jobs, who's going to invest into agriculture and tie in agriculture to industry, who's going to decentralize all the ministries that we have. We have a lot of ministries headquartered in Accra that people always need to come from urban Ghana into Accra to be able to seek for jobs. We're going to decentralize all of these ministries and take it to the point of need where their services will be needed. And we're looking about those things. It's going to bring transformation to the country and great development. That's really what we need. We're going to take Ministry of Agric to the Northern Belt. We're going to take Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources to Ashanti region. We're going to take Ministry of Education to Central region. We're going to take Ministry of Tourism to Volta region. Pius was talking about boat rights and all of those other things. Those are things that have happened in developed countries. Go to Netherlands and see. And so these are things that work. If you go to New York, you can go on the Hudson Sea. People have dinner on those seas. These are things that drive and bring in money. So we're looking about making Ghana the tourism hub, the agricultural hub, and making Ghana the business country. Benin is making a lot of money now. From what? Cotton and tourism. Benin is just our neighbor over here. We have been consistently doing a lot of work, government after government after government. It's now time to be able to invest into private sector and create that enabling environment for private sector to strive.
Dr. Bawumia, Naminsa, Ekahupa, and my party, no, ebe winning election in 2016. Me bomoding, me ye juma, and my party, no, ebe winning ye. Ebe winning ye, nipa bebria, ye ba by mo 8 years. Nipa mo bi, ebe nye sika, and yes, na anka yang winning election na, anka ubi nya sa sika no. Enti omonda masepa say mejuma nti omotimi abe ye betimi ya win election ena omotimi anya sika bebre na omomfa sika no omomfa mbepo wa party no na yentimi ndi kunim in 2028.
Okay, I was making a point before the video came in. I was just trying to talk about accountability of the various candidates that have come up. They all held offices, served government, and so issues that have been raised, I really don't want to go so much into the details, but if you really want to claim the goodies, then you are also ready to give us accountability of the offices you held. But Akia, for the purposes of clarity, the video was played for us. Yes, so I'll give you the opportunity to.
So I think...
Is there something that you think that is not exactly what you wanted to say?
No, so again, what are we saying? What are we trying to dispute with what he said?
That's patini eba abaimu na ema bimu enye sika. What does that mean?
Well, I think we cannot run away from that.
I mean, people made money because the party came into government.
Sometimes you have to situate some of these things in a context, right? We are in a context where some of the opponents have tried to make it about who has the most money. They've tried to make it about, I have the resources, I have money, these people don't have money, blah, blah, blah. And that has been even in their communication to the delegates. That's Wemo, Edidijamo, and Akamo, and those things. So I think it was in response to that kind of communication that was coming out of some of the other aspirants, telling them that, look, everybody in this government, just as you are saying, and I'm quite happy that we are coming towards the part of accountability, because we were all, one way or the other, involved in the government. one part or some seem to have benefited by way of making use of themselves as business people and being politicians at the same time. So we know that there's been a sector that seems to have benefited largely from receiving government contracts. So you receive government contracts by being a member of the party, and not saying that there's anything wrong with that. We have business people in our party who would from time to time be assigned contracts when we are in power. It's not something that is new. But for you to get that, and on the back of that, now want to come and tell the delegates that you sort of were not part of the government, and it was these people, I think that was in response to that kind of communication that had been given to the delegates, because there's an impression that is being created that it's only the people that surround the former vice president that were members of government, which we can all say is not true. In fact, on this table, I'm the only person who did not actually have a role in the previous administration. So it's not like, but that impression has been created. That's and so I think that was in respect to that, but not that people came into government to deliberately make money. No.
I mean, you're an Ashanti. I want to believe you want to put a spin on this video.
No, I'm not trying to put a spin on this video. I know my
Because
boss very well.
there's no ambiguity.
And now I
There's no
understand
ambiguity.
what he was trying to respond to. And as I spoke to you, even before you played the video, I told you that sometimes there's a video comes out and the problem is the language barrier. There's a point where he's trying to...
No, he clearly said, Abai no amba, kawunye sika.
And I've just explained
Which
to you.
necessarily means we had to work for you,
to come and then you
make money.
benefited
So you
from
can't
that.
be using your money to... But what we, as Ghanaian people, are interested in is, how do you mean? He is saying the minister was not even taking salaries. So if not for his private sector, he didn't make any money.
So I
from
don't want to talk about that. The issue or anything that we'll respond to with regards to Honorable Pius and Honorable Bryan would be how they drew the innocent killing of the Mampusis into the conflict. I haven't heard them go to talk to delegates and tell them that we munedidi into.
Yeah, what did you mean by that?
No, he was saying how he has the ultimate capability to be the unifier because he has not thrown any shots. And I'm just reminding him that he brought in the Kusasi Mampusi matter, which was the innocent killing of people that I didn't think should have been brought in. But in this case, I don't think it was in response to him. It was in response to members of the party who are candidates now, who want to create the impression that they and their camp were sort of on the outs in the NPP government and so did not benefit. And so it is these camp's people that were in government and jamu. That was the reaction, or I'm sure it was a question from the crowd that he was reacting to, based on a conversation that had happened prior with another aspirant.
I mean, from a Sojama, you still speak
I think that I want to be charitable to one of my godfathers and to my sister here. I think that let's settle the matter. Without a doubt, Dr. Bawumia misspoke. In fact, beyond even that money comment was that he worked hard for the party to win power. Yeah. Dr. Bawumia did not work hard.
Hey, really?
All of us worked hard. It was our collective effort. He cannot take credit for singularly for the victory of the 2016 elections. Because I was right there, because I was K8 to then candidate Akufo-Addo. I was right by Akufo-Addo's side when he said that the single biggest contributor financially to the efforts towards victory 2016 was Dr. Bryan Acheampong. I was right by him. He gave gratitude to the party rank and file, to the nation. He singled out Dr. Bryan Acheampong for being one of the single largest contributors to the successes of 2016. So I think that sometimes in the heat of the moment, we will misspeak from time to time. I'm a politician, I've been on platforms, and there would have been one or two slips. You cannot have a campaign and then not register one or two slips. I think that we can settle this matter.
In fact, you have a
I've
couple
slipped
of
a few
slips.
times, yes.
I bash you
I'm
well.
only a mortal. I'm a mere mortal.
It's
I'm a mere
it's
mortal.
in response to what has been
I'm a mere
said.
mortal,
It's
so-
really a
Do you
slip.
remember? Do you
Yeah.
remember the issue of the school children?
Yeah, but the school children visited me and I
I
fed
didn't
them.
understand that issue. I still have an issue with you on that.
You have to update me
No,
on this
I'll-
matter.
I'll give you the background. Quick one, 1 second. I had visited the registration center. The students had come to register. They had been there since morning when I visited. I gave them breakfast because I had prepared breakfast and brought. I gave them breakfast. This was around 8 o'clock. By 2 o'clock, when I had come back to the registration center, they had still been there because there was a long queue. And they had complained to me that they were hungry. So I said to them that, look, I will go home and cook food for you. And so after the registration, they came by the house to eat. And that was all it was.
But you see, that communication within that period was not captured on camera. What Ghanaians saw was students in your house.
Yes.
No matter how you put it, it was not right.
Why not? I'm a very kind-hearted person. They came to my house to have lunch.
You see how your facial expression is? To understand.
Understand what is wrong, and
I
quite
mean,
frankly.
when they came to my
He was
house,
a member. He was a parliamentary candidate at that time.
Yes, he was a parliamentary candidate. You
Yes.
can't have students in
Why
your
were they
house.
2 or 3 or like a large group of students?
You know, the reason why
was
I
a,
think
there were about 100.
Oh, I
There
mean.
they were
Being an MP,
they
an MP
weren't
is difficult.
In fact, they were
too.
more
They
than
weren't
100.
100.
They were more
the
than
reason
100.
we even had an issue with was that they were female students.
All of them were
Yes.
female.
No, it's a
Oh,
it's
but
a
you know,
mixed
he
school.
cannot
We
be
didn't,
like,
we didn't
No,
see
no.
the boys.
this one I have to side with. He couldn't have had any ulterior motive with 50 female
no, but
students.
you see, he may not have any ulterior motive, but because you have to avoid some of these controversies, it's not allowed.
But you know,
Well,
in this
sometimes
matter,
you see,
I
we
think
pigeonhole
I mean, that was a,
I
that was
think
that was a
His
goof, that
Excellency
was, a
was
slip.
responding directly to one aspirant. So let's leave it as that. He was
Let's leave it.
Yeah, I think
responding
we
to
should settle this
something.
matter.
Dr. Bawumia,
Yes, he
should
was
not get-
responding to something, and I've explained the circumstances under which he was responding, what he was responding to.
Okay, you heard the video.
Ike's job is difficult.
My
You
job
can
is not
clearly
that
see.
difficult, quite frankly, because it's
You know,
something
you
I
can-
agree. You
can
can't
clearly-
go
you
around
can
and
clearly
want
see-
to paint
you
yourself
can clearly
as I
see-
have
you can
money, I've
clearly
done
see
this,
that
I've
Ike-
done this.
Ike's
If you
job
listen
is-
to,
Ike's job is very difficult.
I have money? How does it irk you so bad?
it doesn't irk anybody, Annie. It
Ike's
doesn't
job is
irk
very
money.
difficult.
It doesn't irk anybody. But you have people like Paul Grave who have
It
been
does.
the
You know why? Let me tell you
Why?
why it does. You responded to it directly, and it wasn't you. It wasn't any of the communication members. It was Dr. Bawumia himself. He
No,
said, if you have money, we have the ideas, rich ideas. That's what he said. It was a direct response to the rich comment. And when it comes to Kennedy Agyapong, we've been dealing with his rich. In fact, we have headache from it.
Oh, and you know,
He keeps saying it.
You see, Annie, we're in a campaign period. So if one person says something and one person, you have to try and understand the nuances that are happening behind the scenes. We are all speaking to delegates, about 250,000 people. So if somebody goes there to say that me and my people, we are like when we're not part of the government, meaning they've chopped all the largesse of power without you. So now I am part of you, the grassroots, vote for me.
Annie,
When it is not true, don't you find that
don't worry, let's
quite
not- let's not-
dangerous?
let's
When
not
we can
drag-
all
let's
prove,
not
in
drag
fact,
this
we can
issue.
provide a long
Annie,
list of
let's not-
contracts that
let's
you
not
have
drag this
benefited
issue.
from.
Okay.
So I think it was in that
We
vein
don't-
that
we don't
His
need to drag
Excellency, the
this issue.
former Vice President, was responding.
My big brother Pius has already stated that one is plateauing. There's no need to drag an issue when it's already plateaued, okay? For us, it's very simple. Kennedy has been his own man since the 1990s when he brought up his head to be involved in public service. Everybody around the table is aware of that. During the days of the culture of silence, when Professor Dubois-Hine were struggling to wrestle power from the NDC, Kennedy was in the trenches with them. When Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was doing Kume Preku, Kennedy was in the trenches with them. When flag bearer John Agyapong Kufuor was fighting to come to become president, Kennedy was in the trenches with them.
Are you playing
And
that?
so-
Are you playing the
and so-
Mebahache
No.
card?
I'm giving a background. Okay, Annie, let me give a background. Because if one is saying that they were involved in campaigning for their party to win an election in 2016, for that reason, people benefited. What happened in 1992? What happened in 1996?
Okay, those
what
who-
happened
those
in
who were
2000?
involved from that time.
Exactly.
Okay.
What happened in 2000?
We have settled
What
this matter.
That's what I'm trying to say. You see, it's because
I would like to respond to this jobs matter,
No,
actually.
me Penny Pius, Edejan to Ababetumenasi. Because whatever it is, this is our former vice president. Okay? We are giving dignity and honor to him in his last stages of retirement. And I think that is not a problem.
He has stages of
Oh,
retirement?
no, of course, yes. I mean, you see, when you finish serving, and you are leaving when the applause are louder, right? We say thank you to you. Yamau Ayuko for serving very well. You are aware that
But
President
there's a
Kufuor-
part of the Palgrave story that I want to contradict.
No,
Okay.
but allow me to.
No, I'm just
finish.
giving notice.
Okay.
What kind of notice is that?
and I didn't have time to react to
Oh,
his
so-
job.
I'll give you the chance. Don't worry, I'll give you the chance. Land.
when I was speaking, they are
I have
heckling.
some few more minutes given.
when I was speaking, they are heckling.
And you have to ask for more.
I will.
Adi,
Don't worry.
you recall that I have some data here, right? That is reference to my sister Ikea when she made a comment on X, okay, denigrating my candidate.
Oh, I think
You know, that's what I'm trying to say. No, you see, that's what I'm trying to say. You see, that we are trying to make sure that.
Do that again.
Yes,
Okay?
that one, it wasn't good.
No, I don't understand.
My big
If
brother
you want
is-
to put me on the spot
No,
here, I
no,
can
we are
put
not-
tweets
It's
of
okay.
your people
It's not-
denigrating my
no, you
boss.
see,
But didn't
that's
you
right.
apologize for that statement? Or you haven't?
I'm not even going to
No,
bring
you see,
apology
it's not-
here.
that's
I
what I'm
don't
saying.
think
That's what
a
I'm saying. You see,
spokesperson or
it's
anybody
not-
from Team
it's
Ken
not- it's
should
not-
come and sit here and
it's
try
not-
to heckle me about something
I'm
I've
not
written
heckling
on
you.
X.
You see, no, we are
Especially
just-
knowing
no.
the kinds of things your candidate is on record to have said.
Are you saying it's
And
the
that
kettle
matter
and the
has
pot
been
matter?
put to
No, so you
rest.
see-
Is that
that-
justifying your comment?
No, I'm
on-
just
on
saying that
X?
if you
see-
he who
and
comes
look-
to equity must come with clean hands.
Oh, me,
and
my
that
hands are
matter,
very clean.
it's an old issue,
Oh,
and I think
we-
it has
Yeah,
been
but it's
addressed on
still,
your
but
show.
it's still, you know,
quite twice.
as far as I'm concerned, that statement seemed to have hurt their campaign.
So
a lot.
much.
This is not the first time
But
I'm
you know,
hearing
Annie,
any
you
of
need
the
to
members.
see what I was responding to. You know what the
You
interesting
don't want us to
thing-
repeat it.
What the interesting
Oh, see,
thing
I'll
is
send it
that
to you.
what I was
Is it that
responding
bad?
to
It's
has been
terrible.
conspicuous. I don't know what you mean by that. Then the kind of things your candidates have said must be really terrible. If you find this to be that irking.
No, but it's
because
okay.
in
You
reference
see-
to the kinds of things he said, I don't think. I mean, it wasn't my finest moment. I would admit to that, but.
It's okay, so we'll let it pass. That's what I'm trying to say.
So
You
how
see-
did that come
No,
in
we-
here?
No, we let it pass.
Should we
You
play
see-
a Fair Show's videos as well?
Oh no! I mean,
let it
he
pass.
was using it to make a point.
Which point was he
allow
making?
me, allow me
There
to
are-
make
there
my
are some-
points.
There are some videos I simply can't play.
You
on-
know,
No, I'm just saying.
on a
So if you
traditional
want to
platform.
come and point
you
out
see,
something
right,
that
look, my hands are clean.
a moment
I'll
I'm
tell
proud
you.
of.
No, of
Your
course, yes,
candidate,
of course,
you can
it's okay.
end the show just playing
It's
his
okay.
videos.
No, it's fine. It's okay. You see, we have a party to protect.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
I am here to make sure that the party is unified going forward. Okay? Because the party that our forefathers
Are you
struggled
actually
for-
making sure that the party is
Of course,
unified?
that's my intention. Okay? The party that our forefathers fought for. Okay? That we have all been here trying to make sure that the party has a forward future. Annie, if you realize in every generation between 30 to 35 years, there's a rebirth of a generation. Between 30 to 35 years, there's a rebirth. Okay? Between 30 to 35 years, there's a rebirth of every new generation. Where our party has gotten to, the party needs a rebirth.
But Dr. Bawumia is within our generation.
Oh, Annie, look, I'm not talking about.
I mean, so far, I don't think that-
I'm talking about the years of our party. Okay, from 1992 till date, the party needs a rebirth.
Oh, okay.
And needs a new face with fresh energy, fresh ideas, fresh ideologies to make sure that the party is positioned well for the future.
Okay, let me ask this daring question. I mean, the tradition has been.
Palgrave still?
Yes. The tradition
Will
has
we get
been.
an opportunity?
You will. A party comes into office, and sometimes you have about 8 years. Averagely, they always use 8 years. Apart from that cycle that broke during Mahama's time. However, what if there's a likelihood of this government going for 8 years? Why don't you allow Dr. Bawumia to just finish that 8 years, add the 4 years? If he doesn't win, fine. Then you bring in the new face.
Yeah, elections are not elections are not retrogressive. Okay, life is lived forward, clearly understood backwards, and so I mean we cannot do that. So that's why it's a democratic party. That's why we are asking for the polls to be open. That's why the delegates have a choice to be able to decide who they'll vote for. That's why we are campaigning head on. We're speaking to the delegates in the language that they understand.
But this
the
is a
language that
very
they can
unfair
comprehend.
question to Dr. Bawumia.
No, but
Annie is suggesting that if we take Dr. Bawumia in 2028, we will lose, and when he loses,
no,
then
but
we
that
go.
is why
It's a very unfair
yes, but that
question.
is why that
The
is
question
why
is not
If this is the mood, then
Well,
Dr. Annie, you should probably advise Dr.
Oh,
appropriately.
you see, that is
We
why
can ask her if she thinks Ken or Bryan will be any better. I mean, we can have that conversation.
You see, for
He
me,
was talking about the 8-year cycle for the party.
That's all.
No, but so
Without,
then this-
without-
without, no,
and
without
so that
having,
can-
without
I
having
mean-
in mind whoever
Whoever the
wins
candidate
anyway.
because if he wins in 2028, the expectation is not that he's going to go away in
For
2032.
4 years or
That's
8
not the
years.
expectation. He will have
that,
to do
that
the
won't
8
be the
years.
expectation.
But
But
to assume
I mean,
that we should let him
no, but because you see, if a
slide
party,
away
no,
after
I'm
8
saying that
years
if a
means that
party
you are
right
thinking
now
that he
you
will
are
not
pushing
win.
for him to go out, there are
Because we want to
hold
win
on,
in
there are
2028.
delegates in the party that want him out. There are some who want him. We are saying, okay, if you are even tired of him now, you just watch him in the next 4 years. Let's see what happens. If next 4 years nothing happens, then you can say, okay, now we are justified. You have to go for a new phase to come. Because there are people who are also saying that no, Dr. Bawumia must retire now. Now.
It's
No,
only
it's not
because
about-
they
it's
have
not
an
about-
interest
No,
in
it's
his
not about Dr.
retirement.
Bawumia.
It's not about
You see,
anything
it's not
else.
about Dr. Bawumia.
No, but I'm
It-
making it about him.
No, but it should not be about him. It is about the victory of the party.
I get it.
The
I
power-
get
the
my
power
point.
to
The
change.
victory of the party will be based on who is leading the party.
And the right
Absolutely.
person
So
to
if-
lead the
so
party is
if there is
Kennedy.
if there is a conviction
From
that,
where we are
if
now,
there's a conviction
the
that
right person to
Mr.
lead the
X-
party
X
is
cannot
Kennedy.
do it, and Mr. Y can do it, Bryan Acheampong can do it, then to suggest that, oh, let's just let him go.
Annie,
and
I'll tell you
I mean,
something.
that's not a
That's
very
why I
strong
actually
argument.
Annie,
sensed
It's not a
that,
strong
that,
argument.
that it was a controversial question
Annie,
anyway. But
I'll
I'll
be
ask
honest
anyway.
with you. If elections
Margaret,
are
you have
held
had your
today,
time,
I'm
I
just
think.
almost done. If elections are held today between Kennedy and Mahama, Kennedy will win an election.
Says who?
Well, allow me to make my point.
Well, there's
I'm sorry, but did you organize that poll
this
yourself?
this
Did you
poll
do
has
a
come.
research on
No,
that?
This poll has come
no,
from
From
the
where?
No.
Insanity
what's-
Africa.
No, yes, is it Insanity Africa? I think
It's
it's
somebody from their own team.
no, it
Anyway,
is,
let them
who is
finish.
from our own team?
it is. I know.
Why
That's
is
for
from our own
Insanity is
team?
from
No,
your
what's
team.
your
I don't
team?
know
Wait,
anything
No, it is.
about
I know.
that.
I know.
Okay,
That's for Insanity is from your team.
okay, okay.
But yeah, you don't know, but I know. I'm
Okay,
telling
what,
you.
what,
Of
what,
course, but I
I'm
don't
sorry,
start
what did you,
anything
what is the
that I
name?
know that are from your team.
Info-
I said that
info
I am here in
analytics.
the interest of the
Yeah.
image
Info
of the party.
analytics. But you see,
Do you
info,
know? Do you
no,
know?
let me help you.
No,
Info,
don't help me.
Info
Don't help me.
analytics,
We
which
know
has
where-
been doing some
we know
friendly.
the
that
bidding
they're
that
now
they
coming.
do. We
No,
know
no,
the
no.
bidding that they do, but
No,
you say I'm not interested in
no,
that.
no, no,
What
the-
I am interested in, Pius, and I'll tell you something. What I am interested in, Annie, what I'll tell you is that what I'm interested in, as I sit with the elders of the party, as I sit with the people that founded the next generation of the party from 1992, they want the party to recapture power in 2028. And we believe that there are three types of politicians. There are politicians that their party likes them, their country likes them. There are politicians that their party does not like them, their country likes them. And there are politicians that their party does not like them, their country does not like them. As I speak to you today, Kennedy is popular in the party and popular in Ghana. So this is the type of person we need to be able to win an election.
Okay.
Agree.
And that's clearly
Can I
what we
come
need.
in?
Okay, but the research was done by what?
Which one?
Insanity?
Ask him what. I call them that.
No, they have a
See
group
the
like
mischief?
that. No, they have a group.
I don't know any group.
No, you've
All I
got, they have
see-
published.
Have a
They have
group.
published.
I don't
know what kind of group is that.
like that.
Yes, you have been publishing
Annie,
data.
I don't want to
What
use
kind of
my
group and
time
what kind
on
of
that.
group?
No,
I
they
don't
have-
want
are you
to use
referring
my
to?
time
What is
on
the
that.
name of the
I
group?
think there's
Insanity
a lot
group.
of
What is
overconfidence and
that's what the media
it's
says.
sanity. It's sanity. It's sanity.
What the media says is sanity.
Sanity.
It
Sanity
is
group.
sanity.
Ah,
So you
okay.
see the mischief that they're saying? You know,
Sanity.
if we have to do mischief,
Annie,
who
please
can
let me
do
respond.
mischief?
Go ahead.
So
go
as
ahead.
I was saying, I think there's a lot of, I don't know if it's excitement or they might live in a bubble because I don't know where so much confidence comes from. The
Who is the they?
very interesting, when I land, you understand, this is not for you, Pius, sit it out. The very interesting thing is that, you know, in 2023, the New Patriotic Party went for a Congress to pick a flag bearer. In that election, the interesting thing is that His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was a candidate. Honorable Kennedy Agyapong was a candidate. When they went for that election amongst party people, where you would expect that with everything that my good friend Palgrave here is saying about the so-called popularity of the Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, you'd have expected that he would have won that election hands down, or at least it would have been as close as when Honorable Alanche Martin and when Nanado went for the contest. But it was not close. So you are always drumming home this idea of popular grassroots, and it looks like this grassroots appeal and popularity only exists in their imagination. There's not a single shred of evidence to support the claim that they make over and over again, very confidently.
That's true, though.
Yes, like you
Compared
only
to
got you
60%
and me.
state
How are you
backing?
comparing 37?
Yeah, but
to
37,
what do you mean state backing?
37.4%
Cannot
with
be more
state
popular
do you
than
mean?
60%.
Of
It
course,
cannot
no,
be
of
more,
course,
and
I
I
don't
don't know
rule
what
that out.
they
Nana
always, you know, when you
left a
lose
voter
an
margin of
election,
6.7.
when you lose an election,
Nana
you
Dapo
always
Akufo-Addo
find
left a
something.
voter
Hold
margin
on.
of
Where's-
6.7
where's the
million.
research
We
work
have
of this
4.7
Sanity
million now.
Africa?
Oh, let them. It's from Ken's team.
Is
so
the
let them
research
share.
work from Sanity Africa? Where is
Yes,
it?
yes.
I
The
don't
one-
know
So,
about
Annie,
it.
you let
No,
me finish. The
what
time
I mean-
will, the time will run out
capture-
because I
capture the
I
data
find
as
that
everybody
poll
captures
very
the data. I don't
incredible.
know
I can
anything
say
about
that
These are
on
psychological
record.
operations.
Because
I
the
don't know
reason
anything about
here,
sanity.
the
They are
reason,
psychological
I'm
operations.
sorry,
Yes, it's a
the reason-
psychological operation
the
to
reason-
shape perception.
The reason,
Musa Dankwa
the
does
reason,
worse.
I'm sorry,
People, we know
the
that.
reason,
Mr. Dankwa does worse.
So you're
Okay.
admitting that it's a psychological operation.
I'm sorry.
what you people
The
do.
reason you are
I
researcher,
said
I'm
that-
sorry,
I
I'm
said
sorry.
that
Let me make
Nana
this point.
Dankwa
I need
left
to
a
make,
voter margin of 6.7.
I need to make this point.
Today, the voter margin is 4.7.
That's correct, too.
You,
That's
doctor,
very correct.
doctor.
No, but by that
I'm sorry,
same
I'm sorry.
analogy,
There's
Can
never
I,
been a
can I,
flag bearer.
30%.
All right.
There's
All right,
never
can
been
I-
a flag bearer election.
Doc.
There's never been a flag bearer.
Doc.
From now, the data here from
Doc.
1996.
So much.
Doc.
No, it tends to
I'm
be
sorry,
very-
I'm sorry,
I
I'm
am
sorry.
truthful
I'm
to
sorry,
you.
Doc,
You understand?
Doc,
This is
Doc.
about the interest of the party.
No, listen, you are taking their
Annie,
time.
please, let me listen to
You
you.
are a doctor.
You're my sister.
You appreciate research
I
work.
do. Empirical research.
I'm sorry. The reason Metro TV normally will go for Musa Dankwa research is that it looks like we have moved from the point of just predictions and telling us what the trade is telling us into the numbers itself. So we see behind the numbers, and you appreciate it. He tells you everything from beginning to the end. He gives you his methodology. He gives you his margin of error. He gives you everything. So when you're analyzing it, in fact, sometimes he does, the recent one that came, he pitched everybody to everybody.
And you don't go back to
We have the
Bryan.
analysis of that.
But it will become the
Is
power
it the
show.
same saying Africa has done, or they did a trend analysis?
And to be honest with you, I consume data as everybody does consume data.
Exactly.
Okay? I
Exactly.
know data that comes from the academic poll that has different ratings. I see data all across the board. You understand? So I know I consume data. I
I said
consume
Northeast,
data.
they put Ken as almost
I
in the
consume.
lead. How?
I
A
consume
place
data.
where the
I
last time
consume
you got
data
100
as
votes.
everybody
This is-
consumes
this
data.
is
But Annie,
the-
let me tell you.
Northeast,
Annie,
though.
So
let
this
me-
is from
Annie,
this is
Annie,
from
let me be
Sanity.
very-
All right,
Last
hold on.
time they
Very
got
honest.
This is from
100
Sanity
there.
Africa.
Now they are at almost
I
50%.
don't know where-
Producers,
And
let
then
me know.
it is
This
made
is
by
from
one
where
of
who?
this
their
data is coming
close
from.
allies.
But Annie, I'll tell you something. Look, I don't know anything about
Where
Sanity
does
Africa.
Dr.
No,
Bryan
I
Acheampong lie on this?
As everybody's consuming data. But
In
you
the
know,
third
Annie,
one.
you know what is
One of
interesting?
our
What is
3%.
interesting and important for
Even
this
Edu-
conversation,
Educhum has
right,
beaten
is the
Bryan
final
in
day.
this
Annie,
research.
the final day is what is important.
Okay, Eke,
We
I make
need-
your point,
Annie,
land.
let me just finish
No,
my
no,
point.
no, you are done. You are done. You're exhausting
I'm
your
just
time.
making my point.
Land, Eke,
I'm
land.
just making my point.
Eke, land.
This our
As for this
NPP
data,
Flagbearership
it's not
election,
credible.
It's a very it's a breaking point, and I'm quite happy that today the mood has been quite jovial. We are all saying what we need to see, but I'm quite happy that there's still a lot of camaraderie. We are still one family. But what
Because
is
Bryan is here
important?
now.
What's very important
The
for
unifier
us
is
is
here
to
now.
be able to come and remind Ghanaians of what they remember us to be, the MPP, the kind of faith that they had into us, the reason why we all came into this party. I don't know why Palgrave always wants to say 92, 92, 92.
Why,
You
we
two,
should forget
when
the
some
history of the
our-
party?
Let me land,
Should we
please.
forget the
Let me
history of the
land.
party?
We
We
too,
have
some
to
of
even
us,
date
when
the
our
party from
great-grandfathers
1943.
No,
were also
he also
doing
needs some
UP
time.
time.
Yes,
They
we
were
should
also
date the
going
party
to
from
jail.
UP.
When they were also going into jail on behalf of that, even before the MPP was born, we can also come and ask you that where were your grandfathers? We are talking about today, the MPP today and Ghana today. Who is best placed to come and lead us as president?
Okay.
Who has the kind of vision that can transform this country? Annie, please let me.
We have only 2 minutes
Don't
more.
worry, I've not been able to properly make my point.
he has
I'll
to.
make it really quick. I just wanted to tackle this jobs issue because it's something that has been going round and round and round. And for us as a campaign and looking at the vision of His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, especially if you had the opportunity to look at his manifesto for the 2024 election, it is very, very, very heavy on empowering the private sector. The way to be able to create a buoyant economy that is growing is not by building simple factories. Because we have tried that project before with the 1D1F project, which, I mean, depending on how our critics will say it was unsuccessful, but from where I sit, it was quite a success because quite a number of people were employed. Even looking at that, the statistics we have from the 1D1F organization was that we were only able to employ about 100,000 people. Indeed, according to what Palgrave was saying about, and what we have heard the Team Ken people go on and on about, Honorable Ken Agyapong employs about 8,000 people. You mentioned that we need about 500,000 jobs only this year. So obviously the problem or the way of solving this unemployment issue is not a matter of building factories. It is about innovating to be able to create a very buoyant economy a very buoyant environment for companies to grow.
Okay.
Some of the things we wanted to do, like bringing a tax amnesty, some of the things we wanted to do, like taking 3% of the GDP and giving it to the private sector. Can we imagine how many construction booms will spring up? If Ignites doesn't
You could have done that
pay,
when you were vice president.
no,
you
no,
were
there are
leading
some
the
of
economic management team.
Some of, Annie, are we really going to sit
I'm just
here and
reminding
say
you.
that?
I'm just
no,
reminding you.
and say that the vice president and the presidency are the same. No, we cannot run away from the fact that we haven't seen a Dr. Bawumia president. Again, to just last one. Even when we were doing the Ghana card, do you know how many people were employed at NIA? 60,000 people. That is more than 10
They were
times
not employed. They were engaged.
They were employed. They are
were
still
not
there right
employed.
now. You can
Are
check.
they
I'm
still there?
giving yes.
Oh, okay.
Permanent employment. 60,000.
Are you attempting to take credit?
No, I'm not. No,
for
I'm
that
just
one?
saying that creating jobs and solving the employment issue is not build
Because
factory
when
here,
it comes
build
to
factory
the
here. It is about
identification card, it looks
creating-
like Dr. Bawumia is taking the claim, but that thing started way before this government actually.
Yes,
came
it's something
into
that
power.
previous governments had been
Yeah.
trying to do and they hadn't been able to do
Before the
successfully.
NPP government.
But at
In
the
fact, I
point,
registered mine during the
at the
first time.
point, the Ghana card you are using today, you cannot say it was not done between 2017 and
No,
now.
but things advance.
No.
It doesn't mean
no,
that
no,
he
no,
brought
no.
the idea.
No, we are not saying he brought the idea. The implementation, the current implementation of the
Okay.
Ghana card you are
Okay.
seeing today,
Pius, okay,
used
let's-
as a digital
all right,
wallet,
okay,
you cannot remove him from
Okay,
that.
Pius, you have the last word.
Yes, thank you very much, Annie. There's no doubt that the unique positioning of Dr. Bryan Acheampong as a unifier has become very, very important to our party at this point. Even around this table, you have seen what the situation has looked like. Number two, Dr. Bryan Acheampong has a greater appeal to critical demographics of this country. Young people, for instance, see themselves in him. He's the youngest out of all of the five gallant people contesting at 52 years. Young people are motivated by what he has been able to deliver in his own private capacity, and that is one of the strengths that I can concede to that Honorable Kennedy Agyapong has, that people can relate tangibly to some of the things that he has done in private capacity. But you see, that strength, that single strength that Honorable Kennedy has, Dr. Bryan Acheampong has, and then Dr. Bawumia's strength of being an academic and intellectual, somebody who can formulate vision because he has a PhD and so on. That strength that he has, Dr. Bryan Acheampong has. So in Dr. Bryan Acheampong, you find both Kennedy Agyapong and Dr. Bawumia. Beyond that, his appeal to the young demographics of our country is higher. The info analytics research that we were talking about the last time said that 64% of young people want to vote for a younger person. And so if we are going to be led by the data, then it should be Dr. Bryan Acheampong. Again, Dr. Bryan Acheampong is the one with the time, the energy, and the resourcefulness to execute a rigorous campaign. And you can see at the moment what is happening. Some other campaigns have had to go on some sabbatical and they are now resuming. When we get into 2028, we are not going to have time for any sabbatical. We have to be on the ground every day, every
This one
minute.
is stray bullet
And so,
into camps I haven't mentioned here. Or I have mentioned once.
no.
Saying this and it's not true.
It is very true. So that is what it is.
Okay.
So for me,
Okay.
for me,
Okay.
the elections of the 31st of January is the election that will bring the NPP back to power. There is no doubt that one of the candidates is more electable. We have tried Dr. Bawumia. We have seen the outcomes. So for me, Dr. Bawumia is a settled matter. Can he win the elections for us or not? It's no longer a rhetorical question. It has
What's the
been
answer?
tested.
What's the
And we
answer?
know the answer.
The answer is
I
what?
think that, no,
So
you
would
know
you
the
say the
answer.
same thing to
You
put
know
power
the
in your
answer.
hands?
You know the answer.
Okay, our time is up.
And
Our
know
time
the
is
answer.
up.
Just
And
30
Our
seconds.
time is, they will take us off.
No, just 30 seconds, please.
So-
just
so-
30 seconds. Every relationship, healthy one, ends up in marriage. What we have here, the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Kennedy
want to marry,
Agyapong, must
Doctor-
end up as the president of the
You want
Republic
to
of
marry
Ghana.
Doctor
Dr.
what?
No, I'm
Pagbe
married
Boachi
already.
Dankwa is the national coordinator for the Kennedy Agyapong campaign team. And then Pius Enam Hajide is also spokesperson for Dr. Bryan Acheampong. Dr. Acheampong is also deputy spokesperson for Dr. Bawumia. There are so many doctors around here at the table. All right, yeah, but on that note, our time is up. We've had a fruitful discussion. Thank you, gentlemen and lady, for coming through. We're back tomorrow. Good afternoon, Ghana. Thanks for watching. Hey!